Would you like to learn how to make this cute pumpkin that is made with Tunisian crochet? And yes, it is reversible before you sew together. So you get to decide how you would like it to look like. It's either going to look like this or it's going to have a little more a different texture. I'll show you what I mean, but it's going to be looking so amazing and so beautiful. Yes, it has this beautiful texture that a normal pumpkin does have. So let me show you how to make this Tunisian pumpkin. Yay! You're going to need some Brava worsted weighted yarn in orange, and I used the color paprika. You will also need a Tunisian crochet hook, 6.5 millimeter hook. Ideally, you want an extension of it or a very long crochet hook that is a Tunisian crochet hook if you're going to make a bigger size of this Tunisian pumpkin. To start the Tunisian pumpkin, you need a multiple of 6, but it needs to be at least 18 chains. So you want to make sure that you have a good amount of chains so that you can actually have a pumpkin in the end, okay? So the smallest size pumpkin you can make is 18 chains large, pretty much. Let's say 18 chains large. You can make it as big as you like. This big pumpkin over here had a lot more. The written tutorial on my website has those instructions. I'm going to show you a tiny version of that. Just because it goes faster to show you, and the pattern is the same, just as the smaller size. Okay, so we're going to start just with a foundation row with Tunisian simple stitches. If you've never done Tunisian, please check out my Tunisian series. I have a Tunisian guide on how to start with Tunisian crochet, so please check that out if you've never done Tunisian crochet. So we're going to use pretty much 3 different types of stitches, but only one time we're going to use the Tunisian simple stitch, and that's in the very beginning. So for the foundation row, this is the Tunisian simple stitch. Then we're going to use Tunisian knit stitch and the Tunisian purl stitch. So you're going to simply start out with picking up your chains for the Tunisian simple stitch, and then you're going to go back and work them back up. Yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and then do that for the rest. Okay, so now we're going to start row 2, and that repeats itself all the way through the end. Okay, so we're going to start with 2 knit stitches. Go through and pull up your loop, go through, pull up your loop. Now you're doing a purl. Put your yarn in the front, hold it, go through the vertical bar, let go of your yarn. Let it go in the front here. Hold it a little bit with your yarn, with your finger, and then pull up your yarn as a loop, right? Now you do it again. Knit, knit, and then purl. Knit, knit, and purl. And do that all the way through the end. You're going to finish with a knit stitch that goes through 2 loops here at the end. And now you're going to work your way back, just like you normally would. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. And then again, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way to the end. Now you're going to repeat that process until you reach the height of your pumpkin that you like to desire. You want to make sure it doesn't look like a square, but more like a rectangle, okay? When you fold it together. So what do I mean by that? Let me show you, okay? So every pumpkin is going to look slightly different. You're going to make this piece as tall as the amount of stitches that you had across. Okay, so if you had 18 stitches, you're going to make 18 rows. You can make it a little bit smaller if you like, whether it's like, make it maybe in the range for the small pumpkin, like 14 to 20, just because you're going to squish the pumpkin in the end together and you want to still make sure it looks like a pumpkin, right? So 18 across also means 18 rows, for example, as an example for this specific pattern, right? So once you've done that, you're going to fold it together on the sides and you're going to sew it together. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like, folded and sewn together. Now you need to decide, are you going to have this on the outside, or you going to have this on the outside? I feel like this is also looking really, really pretty. It has these beautiful indents here like the pumpkin usually does, right? And it also helps us later make the pumpkin really come alive. So I'm going to use this side to sew it together and make the pumpkin come together. So you choose which side you want to have on the outside. Here is this side on the outside. This is this side on the outside. You choose how you want to make it look like. Okay, so first you're going to close up one side and then you're going to close up the other side. So it's likely that you're going to have to attach a new yarn to it in order to sew it up. I recommend that one side is going to have a longer yarn. That's the one that you're actually going to use to shape the pumpkin. And then one side has a smaller piece of yarn. This is the one I'm using right now to close up the pumpkin hole here. Okay, so what you're going to do, and you don't have to weave in this yarn right here, just tuck it in because we're going to, hide it later with the stuffing. So all you're going to do is you're going to weave your yarn kind of through here on the top, back and forth, like so, which closes up this hole. So it's similar to, if you ever done a hat, that's exactly how this is done, like a, bottom up hat. So you kind of go in and out like so on the top, and then you just pull, which then closes up the hole like so. There. And then I like kind of really making sure it's closed and stays closed. So kind of go back and forth, and then I make a small little knot. Make sure it's not going to be seen there. And one more, I like making a double knot just to make sure. Some people don't like making knots. I like making a knot just to make sure. But I also weave in my end afterwards one more time just to make sure it doesn't get loose. Okay, so now I'm just gonna tuck it into the middle because it doesn't really matter. So now we're gonna add some polyfill or stuffing or whatever you want to call it, and then we're gonna shape the pumpkin. You can also use leftover yarn, or if you have old toys, like stuffed animals that fell apart or your kids took apart, you can use those if you don't have any stuffing on hand. Or old pillows or something. Make sure that you don't overstuff it because it's going to come out like this. You don't want that. So make sure you kind of wiggle it around to make sure it doesn't do that. Okay, so I may have added just slightly too much because I don't want it to look out. So I'm going to wiggle a little bit. There we go. So it looks out a little bit, but I'm going to squish it so it's not going to show. Okay, so this is probably good. It's maybe still slightly too much. There, I think that's better. So still want it to be a little loose. Okay, so that's kind of how that's gonna look like. We're gonna tuck this one in. We don't really care for that one. So now we're gonna use our yarn, the one that is the longer end, and we're gonna do the same thing as we just did on the bottom. We're gonna kind of weave it through here around on the edge to close up the hole on the top. So now it's still going to look very elongated, but as I said, we're going to squish it together and you're going to be like, wow, you made this so squished. And now it's gonna look amazing and normal. Okay, so like so. There we go. So now this is the end. I'm gonna go through just a little bit just to close it. All right, so now what I like doing is I literally hold it like this and kind of squish it like so. And now I'm gonna go and do 6 rounds, okay? So 6 lines around. So you're making your pumpkin into 6 sections, okay? So you hold it in the middle like so, and then you wrap your yarn around it and go inside through the middle. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So hold it in the middle like so, and then you're going to go through the middle and come back out through the other side. So make sure that everything is aligned and doesn't kind of go into weird directions, although, you know, no pumpkin ever looks the same. So align it where you want your lines to be and pull. What I like doing is pulling like so, holding it in place and then going in the opposite direction, right? So that way I really make sure everything is aligned and, you know, my lines are exactly on the opposite side. So here we go. So now they're exactly on the opposite side. Now I'm going to go a little bit over like so. I'm going to go through here again. Pull. Now I'm going to go on the opposite side. So right here. Make sure my lines are exactly across. There we go. Hold it. And one more time. You could make more section if you like. I like making 6, but you could make 8 or 10 or 12, and you know, it depends on how big your pumpkin is and how you want it to look like. So see, now I'm pulling it this way. And now one more time on this side right here. Like so. It's exactly the opposite side of where it just was. Align your yarn. There we go. And see, now it looks really, really pretty, and it does look like a pumpkin. It's nice and squished. So now you want to kind of weave your end in and make a nice knot so that nothing goes anywhere. Because this is kind of deep in, nobody's going to see that knot, I promise you. So there we go. I like kind of going to the opposite side one more time and doing the same thing on the other side right here. One more knot, like so. And then I like just going through the pumpkin itself. And then I cut my yarn. And there we go. And we have a baby pumpkin that has a completely different texture than this pumpkin. It's exactly the same pattern, but a small version of it. So you can see it, you just have to add more stitches or more chains, and then you go from here to here, and then you decide what you want it to look like on the outside, right? Do you want that texture on the outside, or do you want this texture on the outside? It really totally depends on how you want it to look like. And yeah, it's totally easy. It is just Tunisian crochet. It's Tunisian knit stitch and purl stitches, a little bit of Tunisian simple stitches. And in the end, you just add a little stick on the top. If you like, you can add, you know, a little leaf on the top. You can use it as decoration or whatever you like. Super cute, super easy, and totally for the fall and Thanksgiving time. So I hope you enjoyed this pattern. Be sure to like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on the bell to get a notification next time I publish a new video. Until then, I'll see ya. Bye!